Act like you love me. Please. The waitress begged Mafia boss in front of her toxic ex. Derek walked through the diner doors at 7 p.m. with his new girlfriend draped on his arm like a trophy. Elena's heart stopped. Her ex-boyfriend. Here, in her sanctuary. His voice carried across the entire restaurant loud and deliberate. Well, well, well. Look who's still slinging hash for minimum wage. Couldn't do better than this Elena? Still playing waitress? Every head turned. 30 customers watching. Elena's hands froze on the coffee pot. Her face burning. Derek's new girlfriend, Amber, giggled. High and cruel. She wore designer everything. Perfect makeup. Everything Elena used to try to be when she was drowning in Derek S. Is this the ex you told me about? Amber's voice dripped fake sympathy. The one who couldn't handle a real relationship? Oh, honey, I can see why you upgraded. Elena couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Derek was doing this on purpose. Bringing his replacement to her workplace. Making a show of her failure. Her shame. Everyone staring. Judging. Pitying. The coffee pot trembled in her grip. In the corner booth, Vincent Moretti set down his newspaper. His jaw clenched. Dark eyes locked on the scene unfolding. He'd been coming here for 2 years. Same time. Same order. Always polite. Always generous with tips. Elena had never seen his expression go cold like that. Lethal like that. Derek pulled Amber closer. Kissed her neck. Made sure Elena saw. Remember when you used to beg me not to leave? When you cried and promised you'd change? God, that was pathetic. I should thank you, though. Leaving you is the best decision I ever made. If you're hooked already, smash that subscribe button. You won't believe what happens next. Elena's vision blurred. 8 months. She'd been free of Derek for 8 months. Rebuilt herself. Found peace in this diner. In serving regulars who treated her with respect. And now he was here destroying it. Destroying her. Again. The way he always did. Amber's stage whispered loud enough for everyone to hear. She's not even pretty. At all. What did you see in her? I have no idea. Derek's laugh was vicious. Probably just desperate. You know how some women are. Clingy. Needy. Grateful for any attention. Moretti stood. The movement sharp and decisive. He crossed the diner in 4 strides. Precise. Controlled. Dangerous. Elena didn't see him coming until he was there. Right beside her. His hand gentle on her lower back. His lips at her ear. Act like you love me. Please. Just trust me. Elena's breath caught. What? Why? But Moretti was already moving. Transforming. His cold expression melting into something warm. Intimate. He took the coffee pot from her shaking hands. Sat down. Cupped her face like she was precious. Like she mattered. Sweetheart. His voice carried. Rich and affectionate. I thought you'd never finish your shift. He kissed her forehead. Soft. Tender. I've been waiting 2 hours just to take you home. Elena's mind spun. This was Vincent Moretti. The man who owned half the city. The regular who left $100 tips and scared off trouble without saying a word. And he was pretending. Acting. Saving her from humiliation with a lie that felt shockingly real. Derek's smirk faltered. Confusion flickering across his face. Who the hell are you? Moretti turned, still holding Elena close. His smile pleasant. Polite, but his eyes were arctic. I'm the man she comes home to every night. And you are? The challenge in those words. The quiet threat. Derek puffed up, tried to reclaim dominance. I'm her ex-boyfriend, Derek Harrison, and you're making a mistake, buddy. She's not worth the trouble. Trust me. I dated her for 3 years. She's exhausting, dramatic, can't handle a real man. Moretti's laugh was genuine. Amused. Really? Because she handles me just fine. In fact, his arm tightened around Elena's waist. Possessive. Protective. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I'm confused. If she's so terrible, why are you here? In her workplace. Making a scene. Seems like you're the one who can't let go. Derek's face reddened. Amber shifted uncomfortably. The diner watched. Enthralled. Elena felt Moretti's hand at her back. Steady. Anchoring. She leaned into him. Played the part. Let herself be held by the most dangerous man in the city who was somehow making her feel safer than she'd felt in years. We were just. Derek fumbled. I wanted to introduce Amber to some of my old haunts. That's all. Old haunts? Moretti's eyebrow raised. This is her workplace. Her territory. You brought your new girlfriend here to what? Show off? Make her feel small? His voice dropped. Velvet over steel. That's not the behavior of a man who's moved on. That's the behavior of a man who's bitter. Pathetic. Still trying to hurt someone who had the sense to leave him. The words landed like punches. Derek's jaw clenched. You don't know anything about our relationship. I know she's shaking. Moretti's voice went cold. Absolutely cold. I know 30 people just watched you try to humiliate her. I know you brought another woman here specifically to cause pain. So actually, I know everything I need to know about you, Derek Harrison. He said the name like a curse, like a threat. Elena felt Derek recognize something. Saw his face change, the swagger draining away. Vincent Moretti wasn't just some random boyfriend. Wasn't just some customer defending a waitress. He was someone important, someone dangerous. Amber tugged Derek's sleeve. Baby, maybe we should go. This is awkward. Yes. Moretti's smile was razor sharp. You should go. In fact, let me make this simple. Elena is mine now. Under my protection. My care. My love. If you come near her again. If you call her. Text her. Show up at her workplace. If you so much as think about bothering her. He leaned forward, voice dropping to a whisper that somehow carried. You'll discover exactly how creative I can be with people who upset the woman I love. The threat hung in the air, specific in its vagueness, terrifying in its sincerity. Derek went pale, grabbed Amber's hand. We're leaving. This place is trash anyway. Good decision. Moretti watched them scramble toward the door. Oh, and Derek? His voice stopped them. Mid-exit. Next time you want to show off your upgrade, pick a different restaurant. This one's off limits. Permanently. They fled. Literally fled. The doors slamming behind them. Silence filled the diner. Then slowly. Scattered applause. Customers grinning. Nodding approval. The old man at table 6 called out. About time someone put that punk in his place. Moretti turned back to Elena, his expression softening. You okay? Elena couldn't speak, tears streaming down her face. But not from shame, from relief, from gratitude, from the overwhelming realization that this man, this stranger who wasn't really a stranger, had just fought a battle she'd been fighting alone for months. She tried to find words. Thank you doesn't seem like enough. Then don't thank me. Moretti wiped her tear with his thumb. Gentle, careful. Just tell me this happens a lot. Him showing up, harassing you. First time he's come here. Elena's voice shook. But he texts, calls from different numbers. Shows up at my apartment sometimes. Just to prove he can. Prove I can't escape him. Moretti's expression went dark. Dangerous. Not anymore. From this moment forward, you're under my protection. Real protection. Not just an act. He glanced around the diner. Everyone's still watching. Listening. Then back to Elena. I know, this is crazy. I know you barely know me. But I meant what I said. You need someone who scares him more than he scares you. Let me be that person. Why? Elena whispered. Why would you do this? I'm just a waitress. She didn't know how to say it. Didn't know what he was exactly. But everyone knew Vincent Moretti was someone. Because 5 years ago, I lost my sister to a man like Derek. Moretti's voice carried old pain. Raw and honest. She didn't have anyone to protect her. Didn't have anyone who could make him stop. By the time I found out what was happening, it was too late. So now when I see that pattern, that abuse, I don't look away. I can't. Elena's heart cracked. His sister. He'd lost his sister to domestic violence. And now he was saving strangers in diners because he couldn't save her. The complexity of this man. Criminal and protector. Dangerous and gentle. It didn't make sense. Made perfect sense. I don't know how to repay this. Elena's hands still shook. What you just did. The way you made him look so small. He is small. Moretti's voice was certain. Men like Derek are always small. They need to tear others down to feel big. But you, Elena, you're strong. You left him. Started over. That takes courage he'll never understand. Rosie appeared from the kitchen. Face stern. Elena, take your break. Go sit with your boyfriend. She winked at Moretti. And you, young man, thank you. That boy's been poisoned since the day I met him. About time someone showed in the door. Moretti guided Elena to his corner booth. She slid in. Numb. Processing. He sat across from her. Ordered 2 coffees. Waited while she put herself back together. He'll come back. Elena finally spoke. Derek doesn't give up easy. This will make him furious. Make him worse. Let him try. Moretti's voice held absolute certainty. I'll have men watching your apartment, your route to work, any place you frequent. If he shows up, if he tries anything, he'll regret it. Permanently. You can't just. Elena stopped. Looked at him. Really looked at him. Can you? Moretti's slight smile answered everything. I could do a lot of things, Elena. Legal and otherwise. Derek Harrison picked the wrong woman to terrorize. Because now he's not just dealing with you. He's dealing with me. And I don't lose. The coffee arrived. Elena wrapped her hand around the cup, warmth seeping into her frozen fingers. This was insane. She'd just been claimed by a Mafia boss in front of 30 witnesses. Her ex had been threatened. Her life had shifted completely in 10 minutes. But sitting across from Vincent Moretti, watching him watch her with protective intensity, Elena felt something she hadn't felt since before Derek. Safe. Seen. Valued. Like maybe the universe had decided she'd suffered enough. Had sent this dangerous angel to even the scales. I should probably tell you. Moretti's voice went soft. That wasn't entirely an act. The way I held you. The things I said. I wanted to do that for 2 years. Since the first time you smiled at me over terrible diner coffee. Elena's breath caught. What? I come here for you. Not the coffee. Not the food. You. His honesty was devastating. The way you remember regulars' names. How you check on the old man at table 6. Your kindness. Your strength. I've watched you rebuild yourself over months. Wanted to know you. Couldn't figure out how to ask without seeming like what I am. And what are you? Elena needed to hear him say it. Dangerous. Moretti didn't flinch. Criminal. Someone your mother would tell you to run from. But also, someone who keeps neighborhoods safe. Who protects people who can't protect themselves. Who saw you hurting tonight and couldn't stand it. Elena looked at this complicated man. This contradiction. Knew she should be terrified. Should run. Should report whatever illegal empire he controlled. Instead, she heard herself say, act like you love me. That's what you whispered. But Vincent, I don't think I want it to be an act anymore. His eyes widened, then burned. Good, because neither do I. He reached across the table, took her hand. We'll figure this out. The logistics, the complications, your ex, my world, all of it. But Elena, I'm keeping you, if you let me. She squeezed his hand, nodded. Yes, to all of it. Yes. Outside the diner, Derek sat in his car, watching through the window. Saw Elena and Moretti holding hands. Saw them looking at each other like nothing else existed. Rage boiled in his chest. Who the hell did that guy think he was? Elena was his. His to control. His to hurt. His to. He pulled out his phone. Started researching. Vincent Moretti. The name sounded familiar. Important. By the time Derek found the articles. The rumors. The reputation. His blood ran cold. He just tried to humiliate the girlfriend of the most dangerous man in the city. And Vincent Moretti didn't forget. Didn't forgive. Derek's hands shook. What had he done? What had he possibly done? Inside the diner, Elena laughed at something Moretti said. Genuine. Free. The sound she hadn't made in Derek's presence in years. And Vincent Moretti smiled. Softly. Completely. The feared boss undone by a waitress's joy. This was just the beginning. The fake relationship that wasn't fake. The protection that was really devotion. The act that became the realest thing either of them had ever felt. Derek had wanted to destroy Elena one more time. Instead, he'd given her exactly what she needed. A reason to let Vincent Moretti into her life. A catalyst for something neither expected. Love born from humiliation and rescue. From recognition and respect. From 2 broken people finding wholeness in each other's damage. The act was over. The reality just beginning. And Derek Harrison, the toxic ex who'd started it all, was about to learn what happened when you messed with Vincent Moretti's woman. Nothing good. Nothing good at all. Derek's car sat in the parking lot for 20 minutes. Engine running. Headlights cutting through the darkness. Elena saw him through the diner window. Her stomach knotted. He wasn't leaving. Wasn't backing down. The humiliation Moretti had delivered only made him angrier. More determined. Vincent. She touched his hand across the table. He's still out there, watching. Moretti didn't even turn to look. I know. He's been there since he walked out. Probably Googling my name right now, realizing exactly how badly he miscalculated. What if he does something crazy? Elena's voice dropped. Derek doesn't handle rejection well, or embarrassment, or anything really. Then he'll learn consequences. Moretti pulled out his phone, sent a quick text. Within seconds, headlights appeared from 3 different directions. Black SUVs. Expensive. Intimidating. They parked strategically around Derek's car. Blocking him in, men emerged. 5 of them, all wearing suits, all looking like they could break bones without trying. Derek's car door flew open. He stumbled out, face red with rage. What the hell is this? You can't just. He saw the men, saw their positioning, saw how completely trapped he was. His voice faltered. This is harassment. I'll call the cops. Please do. Moretti finally turned, looked through the window directly at Derek. His voice carried through the glass. Cold, clear. Tell them Vincent Moretti is protecting his girlfriend from her stalker ex-boyfriend. See how that goes for you. Derek went pale. Even from inside, Elena could see it. The name meant something. Everything. He'd found out who Moretti was, what he controlled, the power he wielded. And now, Derek stood surrounded by that power with nowhere to run. One of Moretti's men, tall, built like a wall, approached Derek, spoke quietly. Derek's face cycled through emotions. Fear, anger, more fear. He glanced toward the diner, toward Elena, then nodded, defeated. What did your guys say to him? Elena watched Derek get back in his car, hands shaking on the steering wheel. That if he ever contacts you again, shows up near you, even thinks too hard about you. Moretti's voice was matter of fact. He'll discover what happens to men who abuse women in my city. Marcus is very persuasive when he needs to be. Derek's car pulled away, taillights disappearing into traffic. The SUVs stayed, keeping watch, making sure he really left. Elena released a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. Like and share if you're loving this story. Wait until you see what happens next. He'll be back, though. Elena knew Derek, knew his patterns. This won't stop him. It'll just make him smarter, more careful. Moretti slid out of the booth, extended his hand. Then let me take you home. Make sure he knows you're not alone anymore, that you have protection, real protection. Elena hesitated. Taking his hand meant accepting everything. The protection, the fake relationship, the dangerous world he represented. But staying here, going home alone, meant vulnerability, meant Derek would keep circling, keep testing, keep hurting. She took his hand. Okay, let's sell this. Moretti's smile was slight, approving. He helped her out of the booth, called to Rosie. I'm taking Elena home. She's had enough for one night. Rosie waved him off, grinning. You take care of my girl, and bring her back tomorrow ready to work. We're short-staffed. Outside, the November air bit cold. Moretti's hand stayed on Elena's lower back, guiding her to a black Mercedes. Sleek, expensive, everything Derek had pretended to be. Moretti opened her door, waited until she was settled, closed it gently, moved around to the driver's side with controlled grace. The interior smelled like leather and expensive cologne. Elena's apartment was 15 minutes away. 15 minutes alone with Vincent Moretti, the man who'd just upended her entire life. The man whose hand she could still feel on her back, whose voice saying sweetheart had sounded so real it hurt. I should explain something. Moretti started the car, pulled smoothly into traffic. The men you saw, they work for me. Security, protection, enforcement when necessary. I run operations in this city that exist in legal gray areas, some darker than others. You deserve to know what you're getting into. You're telling me you're a criminal. Elena said it plainly, without judgment. Yes, Moretti's honesty was brutal. I inherited my father's organization. Try to make it better, less violent, more focused on protection than exploitation. But at the end of the day, I break laws, hurt people who deserve hurting, control territory through fear and respect. That's who I am. And your sister? Elena remembered his confession, the pain in his voice. What happened to her? Moretti's hands tightened on the steering wheel. She dated a guy like Derek, controlling, abusive, emotional manipulation that turned physical. I was building the business. Traveling. Didn't see the signs until... He stopped. Breathed. Until I got the call from the hospital. She tried to leave him. He didn't let her. Elena's heart cracked. I'm so sorry. She survived. But she's never been the same. Moretti's voice carried old guilt. Lives in a facility now. Can't handle being around men. Barely recognizes me half the time. And I wasn't there. Wasn't paying attention. Was too busy becoming what my father wanted instead of protecting what mattered. So now you protect strangers and diners. Elena understood. Saw the pattern. The redemption he was seeking. Now I don't look away. Moretti pulled up to her apartment building. Small. Modest. Nothing like his world. When I see that dynamic, that power imbalance, that fear, I can't ignore it. Won't ignore it. Even if it means lying? Pretending to be my boyfriend? Is it lying? Moretti turned to face her. His eyes intense. Searching. I meant what I said, Elena. About watching you. Wanted to know you. Tonight just gave me an excuse to do what I'd been too afraid to attempt. Elena's breath caught. You're afraid of me? Terrified. His smile was self-deprecating. You're good. Kind. Everything my world destroys. Asking you out would have been selfish. Pulling you into my life. My complications. But Derek forced my hand. Gave me a reason to step in. And now, his hand reached for hers. Now I'm hoping you'll let me stay. The car felt smaller. Intimate. His thumb traced circles on her palm. Elena knew she should be cautious. Should think this through. Should recognize the danger of falling for a man who admitted to breaking laws and hurting people. But Derek had been legal, legitimate, respectable, and he destroyed her slowly, methodically, made her doubt her worth, her sanity, her right to exist without his permission. Vincent Moretti was dangerous, criminal, wrong by every conventional measure. But he'd made Derek run, had given her power, had looked at her like she mattered more than anything in his complicated world. Come upstairs. Elena surprised herself, the words escaping before thought. For coffee. To talk. To figure out what this is. Moretti's eyes widened, then softened. Are you sure? I can leave protection outside. Check in tomorrow. You don't have to. I'm sure. Elena squeezed his hand. Because Derek might be watching. And because she met his gaze. I want to understand you. The man who saves people. Who carries guilt like armor. Who's been leaving $100 tips for 2 years just to have an excuse to see me. Moretti smiled. Really smiled. Transformation complete. The dangerous boss becoming someone almost vulnerable. Then let's have terrible coffee and complicated conversation. They climbed the stairs to her third-floor walk-up. Elena hyper-aware of his presence behind her. His footsteps. His breathing. The way he scanned every shadow. Every doorway. Professional paranoia or genuine protection. Maybe both. Her apartment was small. 1 bedroom. Books everywhere. Plants on every surface. Nothing like the luxury he probably lived in. She fumbled with keys. Nervous. This man. This powerful, dangerous man. In her space. Her sanctuary. Moretti stepped inside. Looked around. Smiled at the chaos of her life. It's perfect. Exactly what I imagined. Warm. Lived in. Real. You imagine my apartment? Elena moved to the kitchen. Started coffee. I imagined everything about you. Moretti leaned against the counter. Where you lived. What you read. What made you laugh. I've been half in love with you for months, Elena. Tonight just made it official. The confession landed like lightning. Elena's hands stilled on the coffee pot. You don't know me. Not really. I know you remember every regular's order. Moretti's voice went soft. I know you sneak food to the homeless guy who sits outside. I know you read poetry on your breaks. I know you're stronger than you believe. Kinder than you should be. And I know. His eyes held hers. That Derek Harrison is an idiot for ever letting you go. Elena's defenses crumbled. This man, this confession, the sincerity in every word. She crossed him, stood close, looked up at his face. Scarred and handsome, dangerous and gentle. This is crazy. She whispered. You're a criminal. I'm a waitress. We met because my abusive ex showed up to humiliate me. This shouldn't work. Nothing about my life works conventionally. Moretti's hand cupped her face. But this feels right in a way nothing has in years. He kissed her. Soft at first. Testing. Elena kissed back. Desperate. Grateful. Terrified. His arms wrapped around her. Solid. Safe. Protection and passion mixing into something overwhelming. They broke apart, both breathing hard. Elena's apartment felt different. Charged. Like crossing a threshold neither could uncross. The coffee's burning. Morty's voice was rough. Amused. Elena laughed. Turned off the stove. Ruined another pot. That's 3 this month. I'll buy you a new coffee maker. Morty pulled her back. One that doesn't burn. Along with security cameras. New locks. And a direct line to my phone. If Derek shows up, if you feel unsafe, you call me. You're serious about this. Elena studied his face. The protection, the relationship, all of it, completely serious. Moretti's expression left no doubt. Derek made a mistake tonight. He thought he could hurt you one more time. Instead, he gave me permission to be what I've wanted to be. Yours, if you'll have me. With all your complications, your dangerous work, your enemies, with everything. Moretti's honesty was brutal. Beautiful. I won't lie to you, Elena. My world is violent. Unpredictable. Being with me puts you at risk. But Derek already made you target. At least this way. You have an army behind you. Elena thought about Derek's face when he saw Moretti's men. The fear, the defeat. Thought about months of harassment. Stalking. The constant dread of running into him. Of his texts. His calls. His invasions into her rebuilt life. Okay, she decided. Let's try this. The fake relationship. The protection. Let's see where it goes. Moretti's smile was devastating. Thank you. For trusting me. For giving me this chance. I promise. He kissed her forehead. Gentle. Reverent. I'll make Derek regret ever hurting you. Outside Elena's window. Hidden in shadows across the street. Derek sat in his borrowed car. Watching. He'd seen them enter together. Seen the lights come on. Seen their silhouettes moving through the apartment. Close. Intimate. Together. His phone showed search results. Vincent Moretti. Crime boss. Suspected in numerous investigations. Protected by lawyers and fear. Untouchable. Dangerous. The exact wrong person to challenge. But Derek couldn't let go. Wouldn't accept defeat. Elena was his. Had always been his. Some smooth-talking criminal couldn't just swoop in and steal her. Couldn't just threaten him and expect him to disappear. He'd make them pay. Both of them. He'd find a way. Expose Moretti's crimes. Get him arrested. Removed. Then Elena would see. Would remember who really loved her. Who really understood her. Derek started the car. Pulled away. Already planning. Already scheming. The rage building into obsession. Into something darker than love ever was. Inside the apartment, Elena and Moretti talked until dawn. About his sister. Her escape from Derek. His organization. Her dreams of culinary school. The complications. The impossibilities. The strange rightness of two broken people finding wholeness in each other's damage. When he finally left. Promising to return. Promising protection. Promising everything. Elena stood at her window. Watched his Mercedes disappear into morning traffic. Touched her lips where he'd kissed her goodbye. This was insane. Dangerous. Probably doomed. But for the first time since leaving Derek, Elena felt something besides fear and shame. She felt hope. Possibility. The dangerous thrill of falling for someone who saw her completely. Darkness and light. Strength and vulnerability. And wanted all of it. Vincent Moretti had walked in her life. Claimed her in front of everyone. Made himself her protector and partner. And Elena, against all logic, against all sense, was ready to let him. The fake relationship had become real. The act transformed to truth. And Derek Harrison, the toxic ex who'd started everything, had no idea what he'd unleashed. A love that would burn brighter than his hate. A protection more fierce than his control. A future he could never touch. Never poison. Never destroy. Elena smiled. Exhausted. Exhilarated. Alive. Let Derek watch. Let him scheme. She had Vincent Moretti now. And Vincent Moretti never lost. Derek spent 3 days researching Vincent Moretti. Every article. Every rumor. Every whispered story about the crime boss who controlled the city's underground. The information was damning. Brutal. Perfect ammunition. but it also terrified him. Men who crossed Moretti disappeared. Businesses that refused protection burned. Witnesses developed sudden amnesia. Still, Derek couldn't stop. Wouldn't stop. He compiled everything. Photos, connections, criminal associations. And he made calls to Elena's mother, her friends, anyone who'd listen. Planted seeds of doubt. Your daughter's dating a gangster. Don't you care? Doesn't anyone care she's being manipulated? Elena's phone exploded with concerned messages. Her mother frantic. Friends worried. Everyone suddenly invested in her love life because Derek made them invested. Made them afraid. She stood in her apartment reading text after text. Each one questioning her judgment. Her safety. Her sanity for being with Moretti. He's poisoning everyone against us. Elena told Vincent when he arrived that evening. Telling people you're dangerous. That I'm being controlled. That this isn't real. Then we make it real. Moretti's voice was calm. Certain. We go public. Show everyone this relationship is genuine. Consensual. Let them see us together. Happy. Undeniable. How? Elena gestured helplessly. We've known each other 3 days. How do we convince people we're in love? By spending time together. Moretti moved closer. Real time. Not hiding. Not pretending. Let me take you to dinner. The theater. Normal couple things. Let your mother meet me. Let your friends see I'm not the monster Derek's painting. You want to meet my mother? Elena almost laughed. Vincent. She's protective. Suspicious. She'll interrogate you. Good. Moretti's smile was genuine. I'll answer every question. Prove I'm serious about you. About us. Derek's trying to isolate you again. Control the narrative. We counter with truth. With visibility. With absolutely certainty that you chose me. The campaign began immediately. Moretti showed up at the diner every day. Not just for coffee. For meals. For conversation. He sat at the counter. Talked to Rosie. Charmed regulars. Helped Elena clear tables when it got busy. Tipped everyone. Made himself part of the fabric of her world. Look at him. Rosie whispered to Elena. Watching dishes. A man who runs half the city doing dishes in my diner. You picked a good one, honey. Customers noticed. Commented. The way Moretti looked at Elena. The gentle touches. The private smiles. The authentic connection building between them. This wasn't performance. This was something real developing in public. Under scrutiny. Under Derek's watching eyes. Because Derek was always watching. His car appeared randomly. Outside the diner. Near Elena's apartment. Following them to dinner. He documented everything. Took photos. Built his case that this was manipulation. Control. Criminal coercion. But the photos showed something else. Elena laughing. Relaxed. Happy in ways she never was with Derek. Moretti attentive. Protective without being possessive. The body language of two people falling genuinely in love. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. This story is about to get intense. Vincent took Elena to Antonio's, the Italian restaurant where city power brokers made deals. Where being seen meant something. They sat at a prominent table. Moretti's hand covering hers. Visible. Deliberate. Statement made without words. People stared. Whispered. The feared Vincent Moretti with a waitress. The contradiction fascinating. Scandalous. Undeniably romantic. Elena wore a dress he'd bought. Simple. Elegant. Perfect. She felt transformed. Not into something she wasn't. Into the best version of herself. You're nervous. Moretti's thumb traced her knuckles. Don't be. These people. Their opinions. They don't matter. They matter to you. Elena gestured at the room. This is your world. Your reputation. Dating me. Being seen with me. That has consequences. The best consequences. Moretti leaned forward. Intimate. Let them see I'm human. That I choose connection over image. That you matter more than any of this. He kissed her. Right there. In front of everyone. Not for show. For himself. For her. Because 3 days had become something neither expected. The fake relationship dissolving into something terrifyingly real. Elena kissed back. Forgot the audience. Forgot Derek probably had someone photographing this. Forgot everything except Vincent's hands gentle on her face. His mouth soft against hers. The way he made her feel seen. Valued. Chosen. They broke apart. Moretti's eyes dark with desire. That wasn't for them. That was for me. Because I wanted to kiss you like that since the moment I saw you. Elena's breath shook. This is real, isn't it? This stopped being fake. It was never fake. Moretti's confession raw. I just needed an excuse. Derek gave me that. But Elena, everything I feel, everything I'm doing, that's genuine. That's me falling in love with you in real time. Her world tilted, reorganized. This dangerous man, this criminal with gentle hands and protective fury, was in love with her, really in love. And she, against all logic, all sense, felt the same. I'm falling too. Elena whispered. I know I shouldn't. I know this is complicated and dangerous and probably insane. But Vincent, I'm falling so hard it terrifies me. Good. Moretti smiled. Devastating. Beautiful. Be terrified with me. We'll figure out together. They left the restaurant hand in hand. Moretti's car waiting. Inside, Elena's phone buzzed. Her mother. We need to talk. Tomorrow. I want to meet this man. This Vincent. I want to understand what's happening. Elena showed Moretti the text. He nodded. Tomorrow, then. I'll face the mother. Prove my intentions. Show her I'm worthy of you. No one's worthy of anyone. Elena said softly. We just choose each other. Hope it's enough. It's enough. Moretti kissed her temple. Drove them back to her apartment. Walked her up. Stayed for coffee that went cold while they talked. About his sister's recovery. About Elena's culinary school dreams he wanted to fund. About futures neither had imagined 3 days ago. At midnight, his phone rang. Marcus. Boss. We have a problem. Derek Harrison filed a police report. Claims you're threatening him. Harassing him. Using your position to intimidate. Moretti's expression went cold. Let him file. I've done nothing illegal. Everything's been protection. Response to his stalking. There's more. Marcus hesitated. He's contacted reporters. Trying to sell a story about you coercing Elena. Says he has proof it's fake. That you're manipulating her for. He didn't finish the accusation. But the implication hung. Elena grabbed the phone. This is Elena Torres. Tell whoever Derek contacted that I'm an adult making my own choices. That Vincent saved me from harassment. That our relationship is consensual and genuine. If anyone publishes lies, I'll sue for defamation. Silence. Then Marcus laughed. I like her, boss. She's fierce. I know. Moretti's voice carried pride. That's why I'm keeping her. The next morning, Elena brought Vincent to meet her mother. The small house in the suburbs where she grew up. Where Derek had charmed his way into family dinners. Where her mother had believed his lies for 3 years. Maria Torres opened the door. Suspicious. Protective. Looked Vincent up and down. So you're the gangster dating my daughter. I prefer a businessman with flexible ethics. Moretti's smile was disarming. But yes, I'm Vincent, and I'm in love with Elena. Genuinely. Completely. Whatever Derek told you. Whatever you've heard. I'm asking for a chance to prove myself. Maria studied him. Hard. Then stepped aside. Come in. Let's talk. And Vincent, if you hurt my daughter, I don't care how many men you have. I'll make you regret it. I'd expect nothing less. Moretti entered. Respectful. They sat at the kitchen table. Maria made coffee. Interrogated him for an hour. His business. His intentions. His understanding of Elena's past. Her trauma. Her needs. Moretti answered everything. Honest. Direct. No evasion. Yes, he broke laws. Yes, he was dangerous. Yes, being with him carried risks. But he'd protect Elena with everything he had. Would support her dreams. Would never control or diminish her the way Derek had. By the end, Maria was crying. Elena. Honey. This man. He really loves you. I can see it. The way he talks about you. Looks at you. That's real. I know, Mama. Elena held her mother's hand. I know it's fast. I know it's complicated. But he's good to me. Makes me feel safe. Strong. Like I matter. Then that's enough. Maria turned to Moretti. You protect my daughter. You treat her right. And Vincent. You teach her to protect herself, too. Don't let her depend only on you. Make her stronger. That's the plan. Moretti's voice was gentle. I want Elena empowered. Not dependent. Partners. Not possession. They left with Maria's blessing. Conditional. Watchful. But real. Elena breathed easier. One hurdle cleared. One voice Derek couldn't poison anymore. But Derek wasn't done. He escalated. Called Elena's job. told Rosie that Vincent was using the diner for money laundering, that Elena was complicit, that health inspectors should investigate. Anonymous tip, designed to destroy her livelihood, her sanctuary. Rosie called Elena immediately. Furious. That boy, your ex, he's trying to shut me down, claiming things, making threats. Vincent made one phone call. The health inspector, who showed up the next day, found nothing. Gave the diner perfect marks. Left confused about the complaint. Derek's plan failed, but the attempt revealed his desperation, his willingness to hurt everyone around Elena to maintain control. Elena was working the lunch shift when Derek walked in. Bold, arrogant, sat at the counter. Amber nowhere in sight. He'd come alone, come to confront, to reclaim, to prove something. Elena, his voice carried across the diner. We need to talk. About Moretti. About what you're doing. You're making a mistake. Elena set down her order pad. Walked to him. Calm. Centered. No, Derek. You need to leave. You're not welcome here. You never were. I'm trying to save you. Derek's voice rose. That man is dangerous. He's using you. Can't you see it? What I see. Elena leaned close. Spoke quietly. Deadly. Is a man who respects me. Who asks instead of demands. Who protects instead of controls. Everything you never were. So no, Derek. You're not saving me. You're losing me. Finally. Completely. And you can't handle it. Derek's face reddened. This isn't over. I'll expose him. Expose both of you. Everyone will know. Know what? That I found someone who treats me well? That I'm happy? Elena's smile was sharp. Publish whatever you want. Take your photos. Tell your stories. I'll stand beside Vincent and tell the truth. That I chose him. That I'm choosing him. Every single day. Derek stood, shaking with rage. You'll regret this. When his world crashes. When he's arrested. When you're left with nothing. You'll remember, I tried to warn you. He stormed out. Elena's hands trembled. But she'd done it. Stood up. Said her piece. Reclaimed her power. Rosie hugged her. The regulars applauded. She'd faced Derek and won. That evening Moretti arrived. Elena told him everything. Derek's visit. Her confrontation. His threats. Vincent listened. Expression darkening. Pride mixing with protective fury. He's planning something. Moretti's voice was certain. Final play. Desperate move. We need to be ready. What may he possibly do? Elena felt exhausted. Victorious. We have my mother's blessing. The diner supports us. Everyone sees we're real. Desperate men don't need logic. Moretti pulled her close. They need revenge. And Derek Harrison is very desperate. Very angry. Very determined to destroy what we have. Then let him try. Elena looked up at him. This man she'd fallen for completely. We'll face it together. Whatever comes. I'm not hiding anymore. Not from Derek. Not from your world. Not from this. Moretti kissed her. Deep. Claiming. Full of promise and passion and the realization that this was it. The real thing. The love both had stopped believing existed. Outside, Derek sat in his car. Phone to his ear. Speaking to people who hated Moretti. Who wanted him gone. Who'd been waiting for leverage. For weakness. For weigh-in. And Derek was giving them that. Information. Access. The woman Moretti loved. The vulnerability finally exposed. He'd make them all pay. Elena. Moretti. Everyone who'd made him feel small. Powerless. Defeated. The final confrontation was coming. The explosion. The reckoning. And Derek Harrison, toxic and obsessed, was lighting the fuse. Derek burst into the diner at peak dinner rush. 6 p.m. Friday night. Every table full. He brought reinforcements. A reporter. Camera crew. 2 people he claimed were Moretti's victims. Ready to expose everything. Ready to destroy. Everyone stop. Derek's voice echoed through the restaurant. You need to see the truth. This woman, he pointed at Elena, is being manipulated by a criminal. Vincent Moretti is a gangster, a killer, and he's using her as cover, as legitimacy. This whole relationship is fake. The diner went silent. Camera rolling. Reporter looking eager. Elena stood frozen, tray in hand, every eye on her. This was Derek's final play. Public humiliation. Forced revelation. Destroy her relationship in front of everyone. But then Moretti walked in. Calm. Unhurried. He'd been parking the car. Saw the commotion through the window. Entered like he owned the space. which in many ways he did. His presence commanded immediate attention, respect, fear from those who knew his reputation. Derek, Moretti's voice cut through the chaos. You're trespassing, harassing, and making a scene in front of people trying to eat dinner. Last chance. Leave quietly. Or what? Derek's courage bolstered by cameras, by witnesses. You'll threaten me? Prove my point? Show everyone what you really are? Who I really am. Moretti moved closer. Is a man in love. He looked at Elena, held her gaze. A man who found something worth protecting, worth changing for, worth building a life around. It's not real. Derek's voice cracked. Desperate. I know Elena. I dated her for 3 years. She would never choose someone like you. This is manipulation, coercion. I have proof. Then show it. Elena set down her tray, found her voice. Completely. Show everyone your proof, Derek. Because I'd love to see how you prove my own feelings are fake. The reporter pushed forward. Microphone extended. Miss Torres, are you saying your relationship with Vincent Moretti is genuine? That you're not being forced or manipulated? I'm saying. Elena stepped beside Moretti, took his hand. That 3 weeks ago, my abusive ex-boyfriend walked into this diner with his new girlfriend to humiliate me publicly. And Vincent, this man you're calling a criminal, he defended me, protected me, showed me what respect looks like, what real love feels like. So yes, our relationship is genuine, more real than anything I had with Derek. She's brainwashed. Derek shouted. Can't you see? He's dangerous. Ask these people. He gestured to his supposed victims. They'll tell you what Moretti does to people. Moretti turned to them, raised an eyebrow. Please, tell your stories. I'm curious what Derek paid you to lie. One of the men shifted uncomfortably. Look, man, he said we'd get $500 to say you threatened us. But you never did nothing to us. We don't even know you. The reporter's expression changed. Skeptical now. Mr. Harrison, did you pay these men to make false statements? Derek's face went red. No, I mean, they're telling the truth. Moretti threatened them, made them scared to talk. This is insane. Hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories. Rosie emerged from the kitchen, wooden spoon in hand, fury in her eyes. Derek Harrison, you get out of my diner. Now, you've harassed my waitress, spread lies, try to shut down my business. You're banned, permanently. And if you ever come back, she waved the spoon menacingly. I'll do worse than Vincent ever could. The regulars stood, one by one. The old man from table 6, the construction workers, the nurses from night shift, all of them forming a wall between Derek and Elena, protecting her, choosing them. We've watched them. Table 6 spoke up. For weeks now. That's not manipulation. That's 2 people falling in love. And you, young man, you're the one who seems obsessed, controlling, unable to let go. The reporter turned her camera toward Derek. Mr. Harrison, it appears your claims are unfounded. You brought paid actors, made allegations without evidence, disrupted a business. This looks more like stalking than journalism. Derek's world collapsed. Publicly. Completely. His plan backfiring. His lies exposed. The camera capturing his humiliation. The exact shame he'd wanted to inflict on Elena turned back on himself. You'll regret this. Derek pointed at Elena. And Moretti. All of you. When he shows his true colors. When he hurts her. You'll all see. I won't hurt her. Moretti's voice carried absolute certainty. Because she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Because I love her. Really. Completely. And everyone in this room knows it. Elena's breath caught. He'd said it. Publicly. On camera. In front of everyone. No pretense. No performance. Just raw, honest truth. I love you too. Elena turned to him. Tears streaming. I fought it. Told myself it was too fast. Too complicated. But Vincent, you saved me. Not just from Derek. From believing I wasn't worth saving. That I wasn't worth choosing. You chose me. Every single day. And I choose you back. Moretti kissed her. Deep. Real. The diner erupted in applause. Cheering. The reporter smiled. Stopped recording. This wasn't the story Derek wanted. This was something better. Love triumphing over toxicity. Protection over possession. Real connection over forced control. Derek stood alone. Defeated. His paid actors leaving. Reporter packing up. Customers glaring. He'd lost. Completely. Publicly. Irrevocably. The woman he'd tried to keep. The control he'd tried to maintain. All of it gone. Get out, Derek. Elena's voice was gentle. Final. Move on. Find help. Learn to let go. Because I'm done. We're done. And no amount of schemes or lies will change that. Derek walked out. Broken. Humiliated. Everything he tried to inflict on Elena reflected back. The door closed behind him. Silence fell. Then Rosie laughed. Well, that was better than cable television. Now everyone eat. Food's getting cold. Normal resumed. Conversations restarting. Elena and Moretti standing together. Processing. The truth revealed. The battle won. The relationship no longer questioned. That was terrifying. Elena whispered. And perfect. And completely insane. Welcome to my life. Moretti smiled. Kissed her forehead. Where everything's complicated and nothing's simple. But it's real, Elena. What we have. That's real. Marcus appeared. Looking satisfied. Boss. Derek's on camera paying those guys. Caught the whole exchange before he came in. Wanting to press charges? Fraud? Filing false reports? No. Moretti considered. Let him go. He's done. Beaten. Charging him makes him a victim. Letting him walk away makes him nothing. Elena appreciated that. The mercy. The calculation. The way Moretti balanced justice with strategy. This was who he was. Complicated. Dangerous. But fundamentally decent in ways that mattered. Over the following weeks, Derek's social media went dark. His job let him go. Amber left him. The public humiliation. The exposed lies. The documented harassment. It all caught up. Consequences finally arriving for the man who'd spent years avoiding them. Elena didn't gloat. Didn't celebrate his downfall. She simply moved forward. With Vincent. With her life. With the confidence he'd helped her reclaim. Vincent became a permanent fixture at the diner. Not for surveillance. Not for protection. But because he loved the coffee. The atmosphere. The woman who served him with a smile that was only his. Rosie gave him a regular seat. Customers accepted him. The feared crime boss became just Vincent. Elena's boyfriend. The guy who helped bus tables. 6 months later, Vincent proposed. Right there in the diner. Down on one knee during the breakfast rush. Simple ring. Direct question. Will you marry me and make this fake relationship permanent? It was never fake. Elena laughed through tears. You know that, right? From the moment you whispered, act like you love me. I was already falling. Good. Vincent slid the ring on. Because I've been in love with you since the terrible coffee and kind smiles. Tonight just made it official. They married in a small ceremony. Elena's mother crying happy tears. Rosie catering. Marcus as best man. The diner regulars filling seats. No drama. No Derek. Just two people who'd found each other through chaos. Who'd chosen each other despite complications. Who'd built something real from protective lies and desperate courage. Elena kept working at the diner. Part-time. Also enrolled in culinary school. Vincent funded it without question. Attended every graduation. Every achievement. Proud of the woman who'd walked past assassins and saved his life. Who'd faced down her abuser and reclaimed her power. Who'd chosen him when she could have run. Derek sent one final text. A year later. From a new number. Different city. Just wanted to say. You were right. I needed help. Got it. I'm sorry. For everything. I hope you're happy. Elena showed Vincent. He nodded. Good for him. Growth. Accountability. That's what matters. She typed back. I am happy. I hope you find that too. Then blocked the number. Some chapters close. Some people change. But moving forward meant not looking back. The diner thrived. Became known as the place where Vincent Moretti fell in love. Where protection became partnership. Where fake relationships transformed into forever. Couples came hoping for similar magic. Similar miracles. Elena served them coffee. Smiled. Shared her story when asked. How her worst moment became her best. How public humiliation led to profound love. How the man everyone feared became the man she trusted most. And Vincent, the crime boss who'd spent years building walls, learned to build a life instead. With Elena, in the diner where it started, where she'd whispered for help and he'd whispered back a proposition that changed everything. Act like you love me. Turns out, neither had to act at all. Sometimes the best revenge is finding real love while your ex watches, and fake relationships built on protection can become the realest thing you've ever felt. The courage to accept help in your darkest moment can lead to the brightest future you never imagined. Would you have agreed to fake date a mafia boss to escape your toxic ex? Could you have turned a desperate act into real love? Subscribe to this channel. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that notification bell because the next story is absolutely insane. Comment below, Team Vincent or Team Safety First. Let's discuss. And remember, sometimes the person who saves you is the one you end up saving right back. Thanks for reading, and I'll see you in the next story.